Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut with Creed 3 and the new dramatic romance Emily. That's this week on The King's Corner. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of The King's Corner, where this week we're going to be talking about one big release and one small release. We're talking about Creed 3. This is directed by Michael B. Jordan. This is his first film he's ever directed, and it is a hell of a directorial debut. Also starring him again as Adonis Creed, Tessa Thompson as his wife, and no Sylvester Stallone. Rocky Balboa is mentioned once in the film. This is the series that was built on Apollo Creed's shoulders and very much, started by Sylvester Stallone. If it wasn't for Stallone training Creed in that first movie and their partnership, who knows if Adonis would be where he is today. So I think there's a respect for Rocky. We mentioned him once, and hopefully he'll be back in the fourth movie, because I love the character. I love Rocky Balboa, and I love Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa. Now this movie on its own, aside from all that, is still great. This is a hell of a film. This is one of the best films in the series, in the Creed series, and in the whole Rocky Creed universe. This movie has power. It has emotion. I think the backstory is one of the best backstories of the series. We get the introduction of Jonathan Majors as Damien in the film, and we get to see Adonis as a kid, teenager, and an event that takes place when they're kids. Now it's all these years later. Johnson's coming out of prison, meets back up with Creed, and he says, "I want a chance at the title." One thing leads to another, and now there's a big fight that we're leading up to. It's all over the posters. No spoilers in this review, but it's the fight you're all waiting for. It's the Adonis Creed versus the Jonathan Majors scene. And does it deliver? Yes, it does deliver. I think Michael B. Jordan's direction for this is great. I mean, this is a better directed film than Creed 2, I would say. This just feels like it's made by another Ryan Coogler. I mean, the guy who directed the first one feels like it's directed by Coogler. You could tell Michael B. Jordan took a lot of inspiration from his directing style, and that's a good thing. Also, the performances are all fantastic. Jordan's fantastic in the role. Tessa Thompson as well. Their family dynamic, the daughter. I thought all that was great to see what's going on with the family. And the whole backstory, like I said, with, Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, what's going on there, and does it pay off? And I think absolutely it does pay off. Is it a little predictable? Yeah, sure. It is a little predictable. When you go to see a movie like this, you kind of know how the first act's going to go, you kind of know how the second act's going to go, and then you kind of know how the third act's going to go. Does any of it ever surprise you? I don't think so. I think it's what you'd expect, and that's not a bad thing. It just doesn't have as much originality as maybe that first Creed movie did. Is Rocky coming in to solely be the trainer for the first time? He's coming in. He's taking over the role of Mickey from the original films, and his sickness. How the two have to fight for each other. I mean, it was really powerful and moving. This movie's powerful and moving as well, but I just don't think it packs as much of a punch, and you do sort of, at times, feel the absence of Rocky Balboa. There's time, especially towards the end of the film, you're going, well, Rocky, he should have been there. And he would have been there. You think he would have been there. But because of feuds that are going on behind the scenes, he isn't. Hopefully things get resolved, and we see the Italian Stallion once again in a Creed 4. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, other than it not being extremely original and predictable, it's still a great film. An extremely entertaining film. and a 4.5 out of 5-star movie. And I think it's my favorite film of the year so far. I think it is powerful. Like I said, even though it is predictable, the beats that they are hitting, and they're not missing the beats. So that's my thoughts on Creed 3. The final film we're talking about today is Emily. This stars Emma Mackey as Emily. She is the writer of Wuthering Heights. This is a true story about the writer of Wuthering Heights. How true is the story? I don't believe it ever said on the screen. Based on a true story, so I would imagine it's a true story because these events seemed like okay. This is where this woman got the ideas and how she came to write this book. Wuthering Heights is ever a book that I read, but it is a film adaptation that I did watch very long time ago. Ralph Fiennes stars in it. I remember bits and glimpses of it, but going into this, I said, okay, so we'll see how it was. Is this going to be a boring period piece? I had a lot of fears going into this that it was going to be, and it wasn't. I thought that the direction was actually pretty good, pretty spot on. I thought the cinematography was great. It looked good. The costumes, production design, it did, feel like it took place in that time period, and it didn't feel forced or fake or staged. So I thought it was really good. The sets, all of it, was really good. The performances, Emma Mackey's fantastic. Probably gives the best performance of her career. And I think if the film had some more, notable things to remember about it, and if it came out in November or December, I think she'd be up in the conversation for a lead actress. But it's never going to happen. If the film come out in March, it's going to be totally forgotten. Emily is going to be forgotten like a fart in the wind, and it shouldn't be. I think this is it's not a great movie, but it's a good movie. You watch it, you say, okay, it's a good little dramatic romance film that does get you interested, and by the end of it, you are going, you know what, that was not bad. I did enjoy that. Like I said, it's not great. It does feel a little long at times, but overall, I was into it. I thought it was okay. So Emily is a 3.5 out of 5-star film. Would I rewatch it? Yeah, I would. I think that there's enough good in the film that would call for rewatchability. So that's where I'm at with the films we're talking about this week. Now let's talk about the physical media roundup. Let me just say, last Tuesday was a ginormous day for physical media. A ton of new releases, and let's just get started talking about them. A film that is very relevant into today's episode. It's Rocky. It is the original Rocky. We have it on 4K Blu-ray here, and I can't wait to see the picture quality to this on 4K. I hear there are issues with some of the audio tracks on Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, something with the aspect ratio, or Rocky 4. Whatever happened with these 4Ks, nobody said the picture quality was bad, so I'm hoping for excellent picture. And this is a Best Picture winner. This movie came out. Stallone wrote the screenplay. He didn't direct it till the second film, but still, I mean, this really was the introduction to Rocky Balboa, and I said, "Wow." Watched it from the beginning to end for the first time a week or two ago, and I said, "Wow, that was actually a great film." Then we watched Rocky 2. We'll talk about that next week. Two 4Ks from Leica, new 4K steelbooks. It's Kubo and the Two Strings. It's one of the best animated films of the past 15, 20 years. It's probably Leica's best movie. So good, so good, so imaginative, and I can't wait to check it out on 4K. And to complete the 4K collection of the Leica films, they also released The Box Trolls. This is a film that I've seen once. I liked it. I think there's stuff to do with cheese in this movie. I don't quite remember, but I am looking forward to watching it again. And on 4K Blu-ray. Look, Coraline looked great, so there's a good chance that these are too. So that's those steelbooks, another steelbook. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original film. Who will survive, and what will be left of them? Haven't checked it out yet. Nothing on the back. Is that disappointing? I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I hear the transfer is dark, is gritty, is grimy, and is grainy. So we'll see. Uh, we'll see what they were able to do with it. Next up is one of the best films of 2022, and certainly one of the best animated films of 2022. It's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish from DreamWorks. It's a shame DreamWorks isn't doing steelbooks for their animated films. I know they did it for the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Why not do it for these? So who knows? We'll see. But Puss in Boots: Last Wish, great film. Three more movies to talk about that came out. Can you believe it? Training Day on 4K Blu-ray. This is a very controversial release. Do you want to know why? I think you all know why. Because they put the movie in a Blu-ray case, a 4K Blu-ray. You want to get what you paid for, and you want to get a 4K case. You don't want to get a Blu-ray case. So guess what? I had it prepared. I've got a 4K replacement case, and as soon as I'm done recording, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out this Blu-ray case. I'm going to put it where it belongs, in a 4K case. Other than that, haven't checked it out on 4K yet, but heard good things. I heard that it's a really good upgrade. Two more films to talk about. One more 4K. Speaking of Jonathan Majors, we're talking about Devotion. This is a film that kind of fell under the radar back last year. I think it came out Thanksgiving weekend. Solid little movie. And I did quite enjoy it. So, that's Devotion. And finally, on Blu-ray, another film that kind of snuck under the radar. It's I Want to Dance with Somebody. Naomi Ackie gave a great performance as lead actress as Whitney Houston in this, and I think she could have been nominated for Best Actress, but the category was extremely, extremely competitive, so she couldn't get in. But also, good little film. So that's the rundown, and that's where we're at today. That's everything we have talked about today's episode of the King's Corner. Next week, what's coming out? Another big one. Scream 6. How's that going to go? We're going to find out. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for spoiler reviews of The Mandalorian, which just started. Episode 1 spoiler review up now, and that's going to be on Wednesdays. Also, The Last of Us has 2 episodes left. Monday, we're going to be talking about spoilers for that, Blu-ray updates, our weekly live show, and all sorts of fun stuff there. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, RyanKing72, and on Instagram and TikTok at KingerRises131. That's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the King's Corner. And until next time, over and out.